Greetings and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026, January number 1, first day of the month, first Thursday of the month, first Thursday of the year. And let me tell you, it's no different than yesterday, except that CBS News is telling you a complete lie that we're going to dive into on the political show later, either today or tomorrow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. CBS is a new guy trying to tell you that everything's new, and they're going to start covering things that you want to see. I doubt it, considering they didn't even get the story about Nick Shirley right, or the fact that supposedly one of those daycares was robbed of all the children's records. No, they're just trying to cover up the fact that maybe they had a few names on a piece of paper that were people getting the kickbacks. So that was probably what was happening. I want to say hi to Frank, who's here. Happy New Year. And again, happy anniversary, which was a few days ago, a couple weeks ago now. CBS does lie. That's true. And that's the other problem. There is no real news source from the mainstream, the lamestream media that we can trust. And I was hoping CBS might be it, but Barry Weiss certainly isn't holding to her guns by parroting the company line around what happened at that supposed robbery and stolen information bologna sausage. Nobody out here in the world believes it, so how are you covering it, and why? Why aren't you covering, well, why would they try to cover this up when you know full well all the stuff that's happening there in, the Somalia corruption scandal, which is all this is. It's, essentially headed by the governor of the state, and Tim Walz has got a lot to answer for, criminally named. And we'll see just how much charges he has to face. But what I know is Juliet is there across the pond and supporting me each and every day with £2 sterling proper money. Thank you, dear. Saying, afternoon, young Gandalf and my ear. That would be all of you. And it's great to see you as well, Juliet. Thank you for your support. And thank you to the Music Man, Barry the Music Man, with one of the greatest avatar photos ever of the band that put rock and roll on the map for a very young Culture Casino. Merry New Year. Happy New Year. And good morning, Culture Crew. Indeed. And thank you for your positive message this morning, my friend Barry. The corrupt broadcasting sewage, well, yeah, CBS. And, the British bologna sausage company is not doing much better. In fact, I would say we're in big trouble. The quote-unquote news services are nothing more than state propaganda units, at least for one political party, and that's the other problem. Pulling the Democrat line, the Democratic Socialist line, I should say, and basically addressing nothing but the neo-Marxist globalist bologna sausage. We don't want replacement here in this country. We want to return to cultural norms. And if you're not willing to live within U.S. cultural norms, get the flip out. Otherwise, hi, everybody, including my friends in Canada and Australia. Sorry, but your countries are compromised, and I'm sorry. I wish I could fix it. Speaking of things and people that will fix things, my good friend Rebecca Gold, or otherwise known as Ian Diaz, says, Happy New Year, Casino. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you for the £2 sterling, and 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in, but we have a number of stories we've got to cover, 17 in all. Let's start here. Let's start with Stranger Things crashing Netflix as the series finale debuted. Okay. Am I taking Deadline's word for this at 5:30 in the evening yesterday? Not necessarily. Do I care? No. Are they trying to say that this thing has some kind of cultural reference, that people are legitimately paying attention to this trash? No, because the numbers don't bear out, including a study of ratings, which we'll talk about on other shows later today, like WDW Pro. We're also going to talk about Zootopia 2 and the fact that it sadly became one of Disney's, if not Disney's biggest, highest grossing animated film at $1.46 billion. It beat out Frozen 2 and some other more deserving projects because of China bucks, which they will never collect. So I'm not sure why this is supposedly got all this cultural relevance and anything else associated with our zeitgeist, but it does. So thanks, Variety, for leading us down the primrose path into money that Disney will never collect. Films directed by women dropped to a 7-year low in 2025, a study finds, probably because over the course of the last 7 years, they haven't really produced very much that did very well in the commercial marketplace. Now, you can make 1,000 movies that women direct. Whether or not they're good is the problem. Are there good female directors out there? Well, Chloe Zhao basically presented the argument that no, her first win was a fluke because her follow-up film was a complete disaster for Marvel. And we can go on and on with Nia DaCosta and her disasters and everybody else that, well, didn't make money. That's probably why we're at a 7-year low for ladies directing film. Speaking of things that are falling apart, MTV came full circle with the final clip. Video Killed the Radio Star played as this no longer became a 24-hour music channel. That's right. This story by Tom Tapp is worth a couple minutes of your review over on Deadline, talking about the fade from glory MTV suffered and to its ultimate end, let's just put it that way. Avengers Doomsday cast named Robert Downey's Jr. convoy of trailers. There are a few people that have these. Mick Jagger has it also. But they named his trailers Downeyland. And the person to complain about it, of course, was Simu Liu, who just is jealous of everybody because, well, he thinks it's assignable to his race. We've got Tyler Perry in bigger trouble than was stated before, and his PR team did a good job of downplaying it for the first 2 days of the story, but we now know his troubles may just be starting, according to The Hollywood Reporter here. This story was put together on the 30th, and that's correct. The $77 million money grab, this may not be. This may be actual claims of bad behavior, and they may stick. This will be a big problem for Tyler Perry and his production company and his studios in Atlanta, Georgia. J-Lo is not a draw. J-Lo is not good. J-Lo, it may be one of the most overrated people, not just in Hollywood, but in music. Her residency just began in Las Vegas, and yet nobody wants to pay for the tickets. While she gets paid $1 million a night and for her Vegas concerts, they're not selling. And this is a story that goes all the way back to December 11. We've got Disney World employee saving the day, a hero. We'll probably talk about this on Pro. I know he did talk about it yesterday or last evening, but a 400-pound bouncing prop boulder made it off the track and out of the way and towards guests. And look, this is not a stuntman. This is an actual person that works at Disney that took the hit so that the crowd didn't have to. So there's a hero we need at the time we needed him in a park that probably doesn't pay him more than $12 an hour. We've got Barry Weiss firing back at George Clooney for dissing her handling of CBS News. George Clooney has no business talking about this because, well, he makes garbage and hasn't made a good film since, well, all of the Ocean's films. In fact, I would say that he's just kind of a activist at this point and not a good one. We've got Betty Boop and Blondie entering the public domain along with a whole host of detectives and other things and music as well. So the public domain is going to be full once again this year, and you will see these characters represented in AI slop soon. Coming to a screen near you. Farmers can now learn how much they're going to get from the Trump administration in farm aid, which they desperately need right now. You can see that the Trump administration is ordering the Colorado coal-fired power generator to stay open so rates don't jump to the moon. We've got, cars under $60K, $55K as a matter of fact, that are plug-in hybrids under $55,000. This is kind of the new move since everybody's getting away from electric, especially Ford, who's running away from the Lightning truck. I'm going to tell you, hybrids are great, especially plug-in hybrids, and they give you the most bang for your buck as far as I'm concerned, since they have a portable gas generator that basically keeps the car running even when you're on a long road trip. Bulgaria is going to try to join the euro, and that's going to tear away at the hopes that people had for at least one country to avoid getting involved in this disaster called the EU. China's Vanke is near default. Another one bites the dust, just like, the other company we've been talking about for a while in China. No bueno. And finally, the bear story of the day. Apparently, nearly 3% of Americans think they can take out a grizzly bear even if they're unarmed. Wow, are they foolish? That's all I have to say. Grizzlies are not your friend. If you ever come in contact with one, find a way to back away and get out of that situation. Don't drop your eyes from the bear. Make sure you are tracking their advance. Try to find a place of safety as soon as possible. Grizzly bears will eat your face. Basically, every other bear will eat your face. So, yeah, with that being said, welcome to the 6-Minute Daily and all 17 stories, including our bear story, that encourages you to be very bear-wary. That's right, very bear-wary. You want to be. All right. Great news on the health front. I visited all of the doctors yesterday that I needed to, the last two. And I am a walking, talking ad for not dying soon, at least supposedly. We'll see. But I'm doing much better. And so that is a happy new year for me. And hopefully a happy new year for you. Look, you can use Betty Boop now. You can even use Sam Spade, the detective. I can't wait for new Sam Spade novels to be written. That's an opportunity for somebody right there. And you can use that character, Mr. Rebecca Gold out there. What's up, my friend? Congratulations on all of the enormity of your success with the latest release. You can check out Rebecca Gold on YouTube right now. Go check out the YouTube channel and the efforts of my friend, who I'm going to tell you is kind of gifted and should be working for a large media company and getting budgets. He deserves them. Our good friend Ram Bam 3000 with £5 sterling. Speaking of proper money, a lot of folks from the beautiful island that I would like to incorporate into the United States says they replaced the flag of Minnesota State with the Somalia flag. Yeah, they did. I feel like I'm watching the American side of a conversation that we had post Black Hawk Down. At this point, the revelations of not just daycares, but also care centers now, just residential homes being registered as care centers, collecting even more payments than the daycare side of the equation, with even more fraud. Minnesota is the capital of fraud, and it's no wonder why Tim Walz was chosen as the vice presidential candidate for the Democratic ticket. That's all I'm going to say on this show. But believe me, conversation about that is coming, if not later today, then tomorrow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Is going to kick off with some fire and brimstone. In fact, it might even launch the channel. We'll see if I can get everything together by then. And finally, the amazing Dragon Queen herself. That's right. The first Dragon Queen sends an enormously generous $5 super chat to say, cautiously walking into 2026, really hoping it's better than the last. Hugs for all. Yeah. And in a sentiment that I'll follow up with probably one of the best quotes ever on television by Harry Morgan as the actor or the role of Harry Potter or Colonel Potter. I will say it this way. Let's hope it's a damn sight better than the old one. And I have to tell you, still one of my favorite episodes of MASH. Still something that kind of told the story of a sad part of war. And unfortunately, much like the sentiments of Fallout, war never changes. And right now we are in a war against corruption, not just in this country, but around the globe. Western civilizations being challenged by globalists in any and every form that they can corrupt. And they are corrupting at a very aggressive rate. Sick and tired of that, folks. And I think you probably all are too. But look, I mean, I have to say, with all candor, that I think we have a challenge in front of us, and we need to not ignore it any longer. We need to fight back at full speed all the time. Caveat Dies says, I love noir, right? Love writing. Maybe I should write a Sam Spade novel. Caveat Dies, you should. In fact, those of you out there who just got access to all this great source material, go to work. Go to work. My friend Rebecca Gold, otherwise known as Ian, can make a great video based on Sam Spade. I think you could do some novellas. I think you could do some short films. I think you could do some one-off short films. And I look, you even have a built-in actor that won't charge you for anything other than maybe a sandwich for lunch. So, and I'm happy to lend my voice to anybody's project, including just as a voice actor if need be. So you guys are phenomenal. I appreciate you. Tim Walsh is a scruffy nerf herder. Yes, I agree with you. B312, 100%. Yeah. And it's according to Gollum, who is 100% correct. If you mess with the bear, you may meet a grizzly end. Indeed. You mess with the horns, you get the bull. Or you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Something like that. The Phantom, liberals' point of view about a war. I have to tell you, it should be every human's point of view about a war. Phantom, and you have to remember that I don't play sides; I play ideas. So I have a lot of liberal sensibilities when it comes to when it comes to war. Unless absolutely necessary, I prefer any other option. I would prefer not to engage in hostilities, but sometimes they're required. We've run into that end on multiple occasions, and as a nation that tries to keep itself to itself, despite what we're accused of in the United States, we usually only engage in war when we're drawn into it. That's kind of strange to imagine, but that's the case. We usually try to show our displeasure in other ways, whether it's dumping tea into the harbor or something similar. We're kind of trying to send you a message before we get all rowdy. And sometimes that comes in the form of a bunker busting bomb that takes out the production for, you know, trying to create weapons of mass destruction and similar. But I can have this conversation. And if we have to get into war, I want us to be the best at it, which is another thing that I think Americans can pride themselves on. So there's that. And I love the military. Ask anybody, ask any vet. I work for a vets organization when I attend a lot of these various events, including the most recent AmFest. I was working for Vets Talking and basically doing the networking for them and what they're doing all along. And that's kind of everything I mentioned. That's what my credentials say. So, yeah. So just keep that in mind. Veterans in my family and veterans I respect. Hopefully everybody knows that. So if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But MASH did get preachy after Trapper and Henry left. They did. They did. I will say this, though. The man that took over for Trapper John, by the way, he went into high finance and was incredibly successful. Wayne Rogers, I believe, was the name of that young fellow. He was replaced by the guy that played BJ Honeycutt, who went on to write a brilliant paper and have brilliant things written about him because of his great respect for Harry Morgan, who, after he passed, would every year continue to visit the house that Harry Morgan lived in to essentially talk to his ghost, even though the ownership of the home changed. He continued to do that year after year. So, it did get very preachy, though, Georgia Peach. You are correct there. I still enjoyed the show. I could ignore the messaging. As I got older, I saw more and more messaging in the show. Again, I think it got more ham-fisted because Alan Alda had more control up to and even not just producing, but directing specific episodes as well. So, from my point of view, Dima, Kratz are evil. I think a lot of people might join you in that. It's great to see you all here, including Christian Fandom Geek, who you should follow, who's been creating more material that I've actually been seeing lately. So just so you know, my friend, I'm being served up, especially in short form, your material. So it's good to see you as well. Corporal Clink was a stereotype and an insult. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed him in Hogan's Heroes. I saw nothing. That was Sergeant Schultz. And it's one of the things I appreciated about Hogan's Heroes. It's sad that an actor's life came to a tragic end, literally ending the show, because I think it had 4 or 5 seasons left in it. Um, let's see. California just lost 400 plus gas stations today because despite the promises that the state of California made to the station owners, they did not help them and or even replace their underground fuel storage tanks, which was required to have been done by yesterday. So, in addition to refinery capacity dropping off of a cliff, because Gavin Newsom's an idiot, you now have 400 less gas stations to get petrol from. So, welcome to California, everybody. Sam Spade. How about a female noir detective named Sherry Shovel? Oh, that's actually pretty funny. The Phantom is on top of it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Tim's not really liked very much. War is bad. Okay, indeed. Yeah, we would prefer not to have it, but and we would prefer to have kindness across the planet. But again, as a man of faith, there are times for war in addition to having times for peace. I like to avoid war, but sometimes it's inevitable, especially when you're forced to it. So yeah. Iraq 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, not super excited about any of that. I don't think I mean, I know that you can distract the war hawks and the people that benefit from the crushing of other countries. Again, you have to just look into what BlackRock profits on the most, and it's the recovery of war. And of course, there's other entities out there that we've talked about at length that are responsible for wanting to get us into war so that they can benefit or profit from the rebuilding of nations. I don't want to spend money on any of that. I don't understand why we rebuild things that we destroy, but it is what it is. Anyway, Ken, I don't like Japan when they forced us into war. Oh, no, that's exactly it, Jed Revan. That's exactly what happened. Japan called us into that. But by the way, Japan is an interesting study because they weren't prepared for their success. I don't ever believe, I think they just were distracting and trying to cripple the United States so they didn't get into the war. That was their whole motivation, supposedly. But they weren't prepared for the enormity of their success in Pearl Harbor and didn't benefit from it. That would have been the time to try to take and acquire U.S. territories and land, which they didn't do because they weren't prepared for it. And this is some of what the generals were thinking at the time when they launched the attack. Had they waited 6 months, and hopefully the U.S. Would have gotten wind of that, it would have been a different situation, as they would have had the ability to have appropriate landing craft, et cetera, et cetera. But there's always mistakes. You're never quite prepared for what is happening in battle. Your battle plan never survives the first shot. So in that situation, not ready for success. Hard thing to hear, but absolutely true. God bless veterans indeed, my friends. There's our friend James Dosher out there writing away. We got Davina Duckworth out there. Snowdub, oh hey. It's that culture guy. What's up? My co-host on the Late Night Sunday Show, which will be returning probably in February. I will be staying up later. It's hard. I'm working back into a later schedule. It's difficult because, again, I'm fighting medication. So there's that. So was it Marines that taught culture how to toss firefighters and cops? Probably. I mean, I have friends, but I'll tell you this much. If you didn't see the cartoon that WDW Pro played, I believe yesterday, he gave me a heads up he was going to play it. Superhero Culture Casino is just amazing. If you haven't seen the bit, go watch it from last night. Maybe he'll play it today as well. It was mind-blowingly good. So, you guys are so generous. I appreciate all of you. I hope 2026 is a fantastic year for all of you around the globe, for everybody everywhere, for my Canadian friends, my Australian friends, my friends in the UK, my friends in Germany, my friends in Bulgaria, my friends in Italy, my friends in Japan, my friends in the Philippines, my friends in Thailand, my friends around the globe, because there are many other locations where there are many of you. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's weird. MASH was supposed to be about Korea, but was kind of about Vietnam. It was an interesting thing, the Phantom. But again, a show that lasted longer than the war itself. Very strange. Again, Ram Bam 3004, some of those magical monies. That's right. It's a British pound sterling, proper money. If the ones advocating for war had to be the first ones enlisting, signing up, imagine how fast the forever war would end. Indeed, I think it should be required that if you vote for war, you head to war. I think if you are somebody in Congress and you elect to empower the president of the United States to engage in war, you're up front, kid, along with your kids. You're going up there, and you're not even allowed to be an officer. You have to be leveled as an enlisted. I think if you had to be boots on the ground, frontline person, you'd think hard and deep about that. That's what I believe, but I could be wrong. Let's see what else is happening out there. We've got the amazing Jill Powers out there. All of my wrenches are here. The people who make this channel go, they make the Discord go, they make the Green Machine go. I'm so blessed. I can't even begin to tell you. We are going to be automatically redirected to the WDW Pro Show in just a moment when we end this show. So be prepared. You'll be sent to the proper place. And during the interim, if you wouldn't mind, do check out today's video. Today's video is extraordinary. It's fun. It's a good time. And it complains at length about modern video games, specifically how to destroy James Bond, even worse than that cackling hen from the UK did. That's right. We've got Scott Westbrook improving the generosity of the year. That's right, with 5 Culture Casino memberships. It is so great to see you on the first day of the year, my friend. I hope you are doing well. A wonderful and happy new year for you. And for the rest of you, I just want to say, those of you that are members, look forward to some premieres of some of the other channel videos before they even launch. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing final assembly on the gardening channel stuff today. Hopefully that starts the beginning of next week, and we will get our first video out there. The Bad Cap says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Look at all these people. Oh, by the way, that Colbert fella from late night TV says he's going to run for president. Yep. There's a lot of conversation around how we ended up with a new group of bad people. I want to blame it actually on an administration, but that's an entirely different conversation. It's all Dick Cheney's fault. Well, what was the corporation that he made most of his money from? And then, walk back from there on how they make their money. Yeah, you pair up the bad guys, the neocons, the beginning of the neo-Marxists here in the United States, and it's those guys, the guys that link arms with the globalists that are dead set on destroying your freedom and liberty. These are the people who are anti-liberty, and they're basically imprisoning people in the UK for free speech, which is why I said what I said about Keir Starmer this morning on X. I am not a fan. You guys have the worst leader ever at 10 Downing Street. And until you remove him, you will have no changes. You also need to remove the guy that's running London, who is, a huge problem. You've got a lot of foreigners in your country. Let's say it that way. And a lot of them are not there legally, which is another problem. So, oh, really? You missed the party last night. Felt weird with no culture to party with. I'm very sorry about that, my friend, but I was probably well asleep before you even began. The medication that I'm taking is super nappy time. They might as well call it that. So a lot of people I know take it to go to sleep, which is a problem because it's supposed to do other things than that. That's an off-label use, kind of like Ozempic. Our generic Burdette out there says we knew pH was going to happen, but we let it so we could participate in the conflict. Can't convince me otherwise. I think a lot of people agree with your sentiment. I need to see additional evidence to support it, and then that's worth a really lengthy conversation. Let's see. We need to not just arrest people, but prosecute people for their crimes here in the United States, especially politicians. Politicians need to be held accountable, which is something that never happens these days, which is why you can tell this country has been overtaken by feminine thinking. Don't be mad at me, ladies. It's the truth. Feelings matter more than facts, and that's creeped into politics and obviously into logic centers that are supposed to be thinking logically. Again, I'm going to get yelled at, going to get a lot of upset people. Sorry about that. What else is out there? Well, this is out there. Like I said, thank you to Scott Westbrook, the amazing, talented photographer out there. Can't wait to see you this year, I hope. I will be out in Florida for MegaCon along with many others, and I will be taking a Eastern U.S. tour as I look for land, specifically in Tennessee. But I have to visit Mexican Ironman in South Carolina, so you can hook up with me there as well. Ms. Pitt Cafe is reminding me that I have somebody to celebrate in the chat who has been here for quite some time, and I appreciate very much. It's our friend, Caradwin. That's right. Caradwin has been here for 16 months. That's almost a year and a half. Goodness gracious. Thank you for your support, saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year indeed. And thank you, Ms. Pitt Cafe, for identifying. This is one of the greatest things that she does, is make sure I do not miss member chats, because you guys are that important to me. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. What else is happening? Our good friend Ginormous J says, huzzah indeed. I added the Lee, ginormously. I like that word, ginormous. I think it's fantastic. Putin's Cat says, YTAI has just decided 70% of what I chat should be gone. That happens, my friends. It does happen. Holy cow. Oh my goodness, my friend, Mr. Buttcrack Media in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been so worried about Mr. Buttcrack Media because I haven't seen him around. He is one of the most outspoken people out there in the chats. I hope everything is going well, friend. I hope you're in good health, and I hope you've started the new year on the right foot and are going to be progressing through the entire year. I hope I get to see you more frequently. I have been missing you. I think many others have as well. And I'm going to tell Pro I had a Buttcrack Media sighting. Keep the pipes flowing, my friend. And thank you so much for all you do. All right. We got to bail out. We got a lot to do. Yes, I'm nagging like that. You're not a nag. You want to, like you said, I appreciate every single wrench does everything they could possibly do to make this the best possible channel I can make it. And again, it's incredible. I appreciate you. You're not nagging. You're perfectly lovely. And in person, if you ever get a chance to talk to Ms. Pitt Cafe, you should. She is, she's incredible. Unbelievable. And she has a very nice husband as well. Let's see. What else is out there? We got lots of great things. Donovan's here saying, cheers. All be safe and take care. Yes. And thank you for that, Donovan. Rambam 3000 saying nice things to Ms. Pitt Cafe. On that note, we've got to get out of here, guys. Seriously, you need about 30 minutes, 40 minutes right now before we get live at WDW Pro. And I'm going to give you some time to go back and watch today's video because I made it long. It's 15 minutes long. I know. I talked for 15 minutes. Can you believe it? Anyway, all I'll say is the important thing, which is be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, I'll see you at Sherry's Clam Shack, I think. I hope.
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slam and Clam. Sherry's Slam & Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2 shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam & Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bolorama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.